Today we're here to look at a DC pump kit that we supply that will provide very low distribution, low gallons per minute spraying. Things like pest control, where you're going to be doing 1 gallon or less per minute, and you're just looking to be able to power a small amount, not for broad spray for fertilizer, but rather for a smaller section for weed control, for pest control, that type of thing. Now, the benefit is that you don't have to run a gas engine, you don't have to have a bulky pump, but you're able to just have a DC pump that's able to power your insecticide or your weed killer to where it needs to go. Now, you'll see it's got 2 wires. You want to wire to your switch and then direct through, and what you'll do is you're going to connect this. If you're on a trailer, you're probably going to go to an auxiliary battery that you have with you, or if you're on a vehicle, you're going to go straight to have it wired right straight to your DC power coming out of your truck. Okay, now the pump that we have right here is a Delavan. We also can deliver this with a Remco. They're both called Fat Boys. This particular model here by Delavan is a 7 gallon per minute, which is more than enough to carry it over a very long stretch. 100 psi. You're probably going to get this out to, be able to take it through a 3/8 out to 400 feet if you need to, if you actually want to go that far. But this provides you a pumping system that you can wire direct without spending a whole lot of money and still be able to deliver small amounts out to where you want to distribute it. Whether you're using a Lesco gun or a wand, it will be able to supply that. Now, you'll see the kit comes with a filter. This is on the inlet. This is where you're coming from your tank to your inlet. Now, you're going to see these color-coded labels. I've done this because this is going to ship unassembled. You're going to want to have your own Teflon tape, and you're going to want to Teflon these joints, but we do that to prevent damage. So this will be connected right here on the inlet. Comes with a filter. That way you make sure that you're not getting anything from your tank into your pump that doesn't need to be there. Always filter the product that's going through your pump. Otherwise, you'll be replacing your pump quite often. All right, on the outlet side, you're going to see that we have 2 hose barbs coming out here, the top and the bottom. Now, what I want you to notice is it's always important, if you can, to keep the fluid off from the top of the pump. You don't want corrosive fluids smothering your pump. So if you can make sure that your hose is clear, your pump base, that's a good thing. Whether you're hanging this vertically or horizontally. Now, on your outlet here, you're coming into an elbow that's coming up to a T-jet regulator. This is so that you can set the amount that comes out and get a somewhat consistent flow out to your gun. This barb right here at the top is what goes out to the hose that you're spraying with. Now, the lower barb is what goes back into your tank. Now, if you do this right with your tank when you set it up, you can have an agitation in the bottom that makes sure that your product is being constantly mixed. So you have a return that is going to your tank, and you have an outlet here that is going to your spray wand. Now, what this does is whenever you let go of the trigger and you're not spraying anymore, it's pushing more product through here. So you're not getting a backflow that builds up, because it just diverts it and goes back into the tank with agitation. All right, now what you're going to see on this side, we're going to turn it a little bit. Like I said, we have the T-jet regulator right here where you can kind of set how much you want coming out to your wand. All right, it's got a lock ring right here that when you get it set, you can kind of control and hold that down. Now, you have a 100 psi gauge on your regulator. It's been added here. That's because you have 100 psi max on your pump. You don't need anything more than that. So again, you have your agitation and you have your hose to your reel here. Now you'll notice, what is this valve for? This is so you can control the flow of the agitation back into the tank. If you want to cut it down a little bit to make sure that you're able to apply regular pressure here, you can turn it down a little bit. You don't want to turn it all the way off, because then what that's going to do is it's going to push everything up to the top here, and whenever you let go of your gun, it's going to build up pressure in your line. So you want to open this up. You can open it a little bit or open it all the way to help you be able to test and get the amount of product out to the line you want. Here, when I've run the test, probably around 60 psi is where this is running. It's a 100 psi pump, but if you set it, probably about 60 will give you an adequate amount. Now, like I said, when we ship this to you, we're going to kind of take it apart. Okay, I've gotten it all apart here now, and as you can see, we'd like to try and label it if the labels will stick. You have your inlet, which has your filter. You have your outlet, which then has your regulator, has your return line, as well as your line out to your hose. And simple as that. Here you have your return. Goes in, we've got a little 90-degree elbow here. So it just assembles quickly together. Like I said, you're going to have your Teflon tape. Another reason we send it not assembled like that, depending on where you're putting it, what you might be putting it in, we may show a further option where you can put it inside a box, a toolbox if you want to, and so it's easier to take on and off. But this way you can kind of manipulate it how you want the fittings to go, but this gives you a quick and easy setup. You may want to bend them one way or another depending on how you're going to mount the pump. You can bolt it in, and that gives you the ability to have some flexibility. You want to put Teflon tape on all your fittings, tighten them down, make sure you don't have any leaks, and you're ready to go. No gas exhaust fumes, no needing to carry gas with you out into the field for the application. Completely DC powered. You're ready to go and go make money. All right. Thanks a lot for sticking with us through this one, and we hope to see you on our website real soon, and you'll be able to find this pump as well as other supplies, your guns, your spray hose, your other fittings, quick connectors, swivels, everything that you need you'll be able to find at 4jhoseandsupply.com. Thank you. Have a great day.